program is about the 83 young men of Class 234 and their 6-month-long struggle to become U.S. Navy SEALs in a training course called Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL Training, or BUDS. BUDS is far more than another reality television survivor contest. There is only one rule to remember. It pays to be a winner. In the first minutes of day 1 at BUDS training in Coronado, California, Class 234 is falling apart.
2 minutes, you don't make it? Guess what happens? You do it again!
Trying to obey impatient SEAL instructors, Class 234 is completely disoriented in the pre-dawn cold of late November.
And we'll get the point here pretty soon, man. I don't want to get a copyright, strike or anything like that. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, or Hakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. And as always, peace and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. All right, this epistle through the Spirit is about the brothers that desire to be at 144,000. All right, this video here from a while back, though, it's about Babylon the Great's Navy SEALs. Make no mistake about it. We've learned this through our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the Lord has given us to understand, first and foremost, that the Lord is a man of war. All right, so I was in Babylon's military, in the army, and I was with a very elite unit in the military, and I seen some things, and I was able to do some things, man. And I will say this, man, there's a small group of real deal warriors that Yahweh Shem Shah, has upon the earth, man, of every nation, all right, including Esau, Edom. And you know that because, hey, that was a part of Esau's blessing, was that sword, man, all right. And that's going into, the literal swords, the modern day sword, and of course the military as a whole. But the reason why I brought this out, man, is because, the Navy SEALs, the Army's Green Berets, and they got a tier above that, above all of that. These are tier 2 units, referred to in the military, the Navy SEALs. The Army's Special Forces, also known as Green Berets. You got the Marine Raiders, MARSOC. Then you got the Air Force. They got a couple elite guys, combat controllers, etc. But you see where I'm going with this. These are elite soldiers, man, compared to the rest of the military. And again, I mentioned they have a tier above that. If refer to your boy Chuck Norris and see what unit he was a part of. I don't want to get too deep into that stuff in this epistle, but the whole point is that these guys are, elite as it can get. And that's what we desire in relation to being a part of this 144,000. The Lord already taught us that the nation of Israel was to be a peculiar nation. All right. And that word peculiar, goes into, strange, different, set apart. And if we desire to be at this 144,000, well, we desire to be the peculiar of the peculiar. All right, we don't want to just be a 1/3, man. All right, we don't want to be likened into a woman or a child or a man, that didn't, give it his all. We want to be elite. We want to be above. We want to, show that we have a certain level of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, a certain level of strength that we're able to endure. And, at the end of these, of this training that they go through, and once they get to their test, and we're getting ready to come to our test time, which is going to be Jacob's trouble, all right, also known as the Great Tribulation. Each one of these elite units, they have, a training that they go through. They have assessments. And then at the end, however long it takes, they have this, the big test, and then they get there. The Navy SEALs, I know they get a trident pendant, I guess. Of course, the Army Special Forces, they get a a beret. I can't forget about the Army Rangers. You get a tan beret, a green beret. And I look at that like what we're desiring. We want that crown, all right, and that's way, way, way better than a freaking piece of cloth. Now, don't get it twisted. That cloth symbolizes again the strength, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that these men have when it comes to war. They're proficient in a lot of things. Hell, those green berets are required to speak, foreign languages and things like that. We want to be, elite, and that's likened unto, well, these special forces and special operations is likened unto the Lord's hopeful elect, and that's what we're trying to become, man. So we want to be a part of that 144,000, and if you have the same spirit that I have, it's like there is no plan B. There's nothing else that we desire to be other than a part of that 144,000, man. All right, we want to have that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that's greater than everyone, under Yahweh Shah, of course, and brothers in their respective orders. All right, because we have to respect rank and order. But as it relates to the 1/3 and the 2/3 and the rest of these heathen nations, we do desire to be above that, man. In order to make it, man, it requires a lot. You see what they're going through with Hell Week, man. All right, that's likened unto us when we first come into this truth. That's likened into a Hell Week when we're first coming into this, and it's all fun and games at first, and then it starts to get real, and then you see, oh man, this is real, and the Lord he not only will bless you, but he will chasten you and bring bad things, for lack of better words, upon you, and it's to strengthen you. All right, it's to test your integrity, and the ultimate test of our integrity is going to be during Jacob's trouble, when we have to reject that mark of the beast, and we have to really through faith, trusting Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, man. Everything that we're learning, everything that we're saying right now, we're going to get ready to have to show and prove during Jacob's trouble in order to attain that glorious crown. There's been, visions and dreams that brothers and sisters have had. One brother had a dream about, that coronation ceremony when Yahweh Shai was crowning, his men. And he mentioned, how, when he saw, brothers getting crowned. I don't know if it was his crown or another brother crown, but he say, man, first of all, he was like, the way that it looked, he was like, if whatever that you could think of that you wanted your crown to look like, it looked just like you would design it. All right. And he also said that it was just floating. It was floating. It wasn't even touching their head. I don't know if he said it was rotating. I could imagine it probably will, but he definitely said that it was not touching their head. It was like levitating right above their head, man. And that is what we desire. All right. So they can keep, their green and tan berets and their Navy SEAL tridents and things like that. We desire that glorious crown, and not just the physical crown. All right. But what it represents. All right. Being peculiar, being elite. All right. Being better than. All right. Contrary to popular belief, everybody isn't the same, man. That's what they taught us in the so-called Christian churches, man, that we was all equal and the Lord deals with everybody the same, man. Come on, man. How could you really honestly believe that? Look at Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Do you not think that Yahweh Shai is number one, that he is the one, he's perfect, he is above us, that the Lord does have a better reverence for his only begotten son? Absolutely. Yahweh Shai is better than us. Get over it. All right, get over it. He's better than each and every one of us, man. And there's a order to it that the Lord has already established. It just hasn't manifested fully yet, man. All right, but again, this is what we desire, man. All right, so there's a process to it, man. All right, and it requires knowledge. All right, those elite soldiers. One thing about it, especially those guys, this ain't the days of the dumbass grunts. All right, just running, on the battlefield all foolishly, finna get their head blown off. No, man. These guys have a definite, a real deal understanding of war, the weapons, they're proficient, know how to use them, all type of weapons, and, all type of manners when it comes to war, man. All type of I could go for days and days, the things that I saw in that elite unit, man. I've seen it with my own eyes, and in real time, in a real war, all right, how they get down, and it is absolutely amazing. You can't take that away from Esau, Edom, and a lot of were Edomites, man. Remember, that's their blessing. So I seen them get down. I seen them use their, use that sword, use that blessing on a high level, and hey, it's something amazing to see, man. We can't take that away from Esau, Edom. It was the will of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, to bless Esau with that sword, and some of them, now it's a bunch of goofies, in his nation, that ain't bust a grape out here, but there is a small group of real deal warriors, man, and they about to use their last little bit of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to try to fight, but we already know what their fate is. They're going down. It is what it is, man. But again, this is about, the Lord's hopeful elect, man, and desiring to be a part of that 144,000, man. All right. And it requires some things. So this is Ecclesiasticus 2, and start at verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, man. All right, so prepare, all right, for the suck is what we call it in the military, man. Hey, the muck. You saw those boys that was covered in mud, running, already tired. It probably about 2-3 in the morning. And if you ever, just check it out. If you've never seen, what the elite soldiers have to go through, to be elite, man, it ain't no joke. Especially with them Navy SEALs, man. I can't, a lot of us don't do the water, especially no freezing cold water. It ain't no joke, man. So when we come into this thing and the Lord, wakes you up, you got to prepare your soul for these tests, man. All right, that's that temptation. There's going to be a lot of tests that the Lord has for us in order for us to attain that glorious crown for Yahweh Shai. All right, set thy heart aright and constantly endure. This is about endurance, man. Same thing with those elite soldiers, man. It's about endurance. And one thing that all of them say, no matter what branch of the military, the theme of what they always say is never quitting. Don't mean, and there is something to be said about rest. Let Yahweh Shem Hawashah, let their words be true. All right. So you can't just go, without some decent rest. But the whole point is not to actually quit and give up, man. All right. The body can only endure so much, and if you really have your mindset, it can do a lot more than you think it can, especially if the Lord is with you, man. But the whole point is about enduring all these things that the Lord is throwing us, man. All right. When they start out, you see it's always this simple look, a white t-shirt, and when you're in basic training, you got these big ass helmets that don't even fit right. Well, if you want to get the cool guy stuff, right, the helmets that fit, all the little the cool weapons and things like that, you got to go through that process, and that first process is about humility. Those white t-shirts, man, and things, that's likened unto humility, just like what we're going through. The fact that we gotta sit here and watch these athletes look like how kind of we're supposed to be looking like, and performing and have all the skill sets that we're supposed to have. All right. So us being chaste and humble, man, this is a part of that process of enduring these things. We got to endure our imperfections, man. We got to endure the fact that Eve is not really checking for us right now because we're not in our full power. Now once we get our power, man, you already know what it is, man. All right, gonna have to beat him off with a stick for real. All right, gonna have to beat him off with a stick for real. All right. And make no haste in time of trouble. In verse 3, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. And that's again likened unto us receiving the ultimate mercy, receiving those new bodies. All right, that's a part of the package, man. We getting those new bodies that's gonna be a little bit different than everybody else gets. All right, a little bit more glory gonna be to our bodies, a little bit more shinier, okay, a little bit more brighter than the 1/3, man. All right, plus that crown, plus the power that comes with it, man. All right, that's what we desire, man. In the end, we will get rewarded, man, but we have to endure to that point, man. All right, verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. So this chastisement, man, I know we have to embrace the suck, man. We have to, my brother did an epistle a couple of days ago about learning to love to suffer. Now that's a tough pill to swallow, and it's definitely easier said than done. But it is true, man. The brother was right about that through the spirit, man. We have to learn to endure and learn to love to suffer, because we have to look at the bigger picture. We have to keep our eyes set on that goal, just like those men are out there trying to achieve that goal of being a Navy SEAL, being a special forces operator, being a Marine, a raider. All right, that they have set their mind to do something, and no matter what those cadre throw at them, they want to endure it so they can attain what they seek for, man. And we seek a perfection, man, and righteousness, not how they trying to do it with their play selves, man, on this earth, man. All right, but real deal perfection given to us by Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, man. All right, so take cheerfully these things, man. Easier said than done, but hey, you got to look at the bigger picture and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. And we're gonna get even lower in relation to Jacob's trouble, man. We're low now. All right, again, look at the NBA players versus us. Their money, they got the money, the fame, the talent. Now brothers got bits and pieces of these, but it ain't like what they got going on. All right, they got it all, to a certain extent. Okay, so we already in a lower state, and especially when we come into this truth and the Lord starts to chasten us and judge us for our transgressions, man. You got to remember that, man. Take it cheerfully, be patient, because eventually things are going to change, and we will not always be in this low state. In verse 5, here's the whole point of it all. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Just like those guys we saw, man. They're going through their fire and they look like muddy and shit, like, you know what I mean? But once they, come to their graduation day, they're gonna be, I don't like none of the military, them ugly ass class A's, or I don't know what they call them in the Navy. They called them class A's when I was in. That it was green then, that with all the medals and shit. I hated wearing that crap, but the whole point is, they look better, when they was all fresh and getting their reward, man. Clean, smelling good, chest out, very proud of themselves, family there, clapping for them and things. That's what we want on a whole nother level though, man. So again, if we want to be likened unto gold, hey, we have to be tried in the fire of adversity, man. And everything that we're going through now, all right, and everything that we're about to go through is in fact that adversity, man. And it may come, down to the wire, man, where you may have to give up your life, or it may, or attempt to show your faith that you're willing to, give your life and hold on to that integrity, and continue to call upon Yahweh by Hashem and Hawashai. When the enemy tries to, take your life, are you still going to be calling upon the Lord? Are you still going to be calling yourself a Hebrew Israelite, of the elect of the 144,000? Well, that's what's going to be required in order to receive that reward, man. And that is what we desire, man. And it's only a few brothers that really desire that. It's only a few brothers out here really speaking like that even, acknowledging the 144,000 and what's required. All right. The Lord, he mentioned, if are you worthy to drink of that cup of adversity? All right. And we pray to be able to endure what Yahweh shall endure, if it comes down to that, which is literally, we're not gonna sugarcoat it at this point, man. Literally being persecuted. All right. And people putting their motherfucking hands on you. Is you ready for that? I know a lot of women claim that, especially the so-called Christians. Boy, you think they really ready to they can't have them getting cussed out, especially by no man of no other nation. Look at them now. All right, look how finicky they are now. When we just by telling the truth, man, just by trying to establish some decent order upon the earth, they can't do it. How much more, when it's really persecution time, and they really take it to the next level. All right, might be in front of a firing squad, a guillotine. Ain't no telling, man. All right. And we got to be ready for that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem and Hawashai. And remember to look at the bigger picture, man. Remember, the Lord, count this as dung, the Lord told us, man. This is dung, man. These women right now, they ain't in their perfection either. They ain't virgins, most of them. So that shit dung. If you know what I mean? The hell with, dealing with these women. I'm going to take it there, bro. The hell with having a family right now. It ain't worth All right. And I always say that, man, your kids grow up too damn fast. We don't even get a chance to enjoy our children. Our parents didn't get a chance to enjoy us. We come from these broken families. Ain't nobody trying to do this forever. That's what y'all want, you 2/3 idiots, to keep doing the same mediocre thing where we're just honestly just gonna die. Ain't did nothing, bro. Ain't, you know what I mean? So we want to, enjoy the earth in its perfection, in its perfect state. We want things to be right, man. And right now it's not right because the wicked is is ruling right now, man. But we know through prophecy and faith in prophecy, things are about to change, man. All right. Let's go to just to back that point up, man, about, enduring, man. Isaiah 13 and verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. All right. So again, man, this is I'm not really trying to get into this lesson, but hey, this 144,000, you best believe, is all men. All right. So this is really about Yahweh Shai in his hopeful elect in their respective orders. You got Yahweh Shai, that 144,000. And then you got the rest of the 1/3. And you make no mistake about it, being, a part of that 1/3, man, is nothing to scoff at. All right. You're gonna be the best thing this earth has ever seen as well, man. It's just gonna be a little bit, difference when it comes. I don't want to say a little bit. It's gonna be different with the Lord's hopeful elect, man. All right. And that's what we want to be a part of. And we got to remember, man, what we read in the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, how that fine gold is tried in fire, man. Or we have to be refined through that fire of adversity. We have to go through these things, man. This is a course for the gods, man. The Lord say, hey, ye are gods, man. It just hasn't manifested. And if we want to be gods, man, we have to go through this process and learn, what it's like to be imperfect, what it's like to be mortal, okay, what it's like to hurt, what it's like to not be perfect, all right, to endure, all right, to have integrity. And eventually, man, hey, man, we here to offset Yahweh Shai and to offset this great king, all right. Man, we got to be perfect, man, because the king perfect, man, glorious, beautiful, just everything that you can imagine perfection is, that is Yahweh Bahashim and Yahweh Shai. And for us to serve this power like he is meant to be served, we have to be changed, man. We can't do it now. Our righteousness is as a filthy rags, the scriptures tell us, man. Even though we're given diligence through the Spirit to make our calling and election sure, it's going to be nothing compared to when we have the power, all right, to do it the right way, in our perfection, man. So that's what we desire through the Spirit, man. We don't want to be just mediocre. We desire to be elite, man. All right, just like those soldiers and sailors and Marines desire to be, different, all right, peculiar than the rest of their counterparts, man. The women, they know, I mean, and it shows you the decline of this man's kingdom because he's letting women, quote unquote, be in combat units. But it wasn't always like that in Babylon, man. It was always for the boys, man. All right, we don't want to be like the women with a paper pusher job, man. There's different jobs in the military. Women, a cook. I don't want to be no damn cook, man. I don't want to be a support soldier. We want to be, those elite warriors, man. We want to be like the mighty men, King David's mighty men. All right, like King David, like Yahweh Shai. All right, but to get to that point, sacrifices must be made. We got to go through the muck, the grind, the suck. We got to endure the injuries, and we got to keep it pushing. And all we got to do, man, is keep our faith. We pray for endurance. We pray to keep it moving. We pray in the name of Yahweh Shema Shai that we don't quit no matter what is thrown at us. And you best believe if for this level, all right, to receive that crown, all right, that there's going to be a lot of adversity thrown to us. Look at how much adversity, they get thrown to us towards them, and they ain't even the men of Yahweh Bahashim and Hawashai. The Lord say this was going to be a time like this earth has never seen before. Man, oh man, what are we finna be up against? All right, we speak these things, but it's going to be a whole lot different. All right, when we're actually going through it. That hurricane came through, man. I was praying for the Akim, of course, praying for myself. And, we came out all right through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shema Shai. But, man, oh, man, there's going to be more storms. And eventually, the big one is coming, man. The Lord going to bring some real destructive winds and forces and tornadoes and more hurricanes and earthquakes upon this place. We got to be able to, endure that and keep our faith, and definitely our families that the Lord is going to let cleave unto us. We have to be able to lead. All right, because they're going to be depending on us, man, to lead, to know what's going on, to know when to move out, know how to navigate. We have to, have faith that the Lord is going to lift up a standard when they come in. If that is our lot, and the Lord going to let us rock out on them, we got to have faith, man, that the Lord's going to be with us, and we'll be able to protect our families via those miracles, man, via those blessings that the Lord is going to bestow upon his hopeful elect, man. That is what we want, man. All right. Then they shall know a prophet have been among them when they see the miracles and see that power. And that'll happen on this side, man. But it definitely, oh my goodness, when we're all together, oh man, it's gonna be something to behold when we're all together. And that's Yahweh Shai, the 144,000 and the 1/3. Oh man, when we all together in our glory, it's gonna be a sight to behold, man. And that's what we desire. If you're a woman, hey man, you should be able to hearken unto what we're saying. 144,000, that's not a office for you. That's not a position for you. All right, but there is some glorious position, all right, for you women. Stop trying to be something that you're not, because, all right, are you worthy to endure that? Hell, if you're a woman, it may not be even for none of y'all women to endure what Yahweh Shai went. You are the weaker vessel. This is for men. This is for the boy. This is what we want. This is what we desire through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. You are a helpmeet, my sister, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't let these people punk you and play you and lie to you like you have to be greater than that. All right, what you have is a great position, because guess who the one gave it to you? All right, do you think the Lord makes mistakes when he say, hey, I'm gonna create man a help me? Absolutely not. You're gonna look good when y'all get changed. You're gonna be perfected. You ain't gotta worry about bleed no more, and the stench that comes with all that, just anything. That's why the Lord taught us, man, that pride was not made for man, or created, one of the words, made for man. It's because we got too many imperfections. How could I say this all the time? How could you be prideful when you wake up and your breath kind of funny every morning, or you got to go number 2 on the toilet every day, and how bad it smells and what it look like? That's waste coming out of you, man. When we get those new bodies, you think we're going to be doing that in the kingdom? Absolutely not. I'll go ahead and answer that for you. Absolutely not. So it's no reason to be puffed up and prideful. You're just, the bodies that you have, much as everybody like to show off their little bodies, they're just gonna get old and wrinkly, and eventually you're gonna return to that dust. So it's no point of being prideful. We gotta wait, and then when the Lord gives us those new bodies, then you can be righteously prideful. All right, you can boast all you want in that day. You be done made it, man. All right, you can walk with your chest out. All right, I'm talking, I ain't talking about like behind here naked like they doing. You know what I mean? Walk with that righteous pride. Be proud of ourselves, man. It's nothing to be proud of right now, man. All right, we are in our captivity to this very day for our transgressions, and we riding it out, man. All right. Let's go to the book of Baruch. This is Baruch 4:25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from Yahweh. All right, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Again, hey, that's what I was just going into, man. Hey, being patient and realizing that we're still in captivity, man. We got to be patient. We messed up. That's part of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right. Definitely understanding that we're still in our captivity to this very day. So we have to be patient. Ain't time to stunt yet. These women, they jumping the gun. They trying to act like they in their perfection, with all the makeup. It's them trying to hide their imperfection. The wigs, all right, the weave. Obviously, you like the way that long hair looks, my sister. That's why you putting it in your head. Don't front. We see right past your bullshit. All right. You do right. The Lord is going to give you your hair back, your glory, which is your hair. And it's going to be, so long and thick. All right. That it's going to cover your secret parts, man. All right. But you have to get to that part. So again, we have to suffer patiently. Being bald headed, my sister, you're going to have to endure that. Okay. You know what I mean? The wrath that has come upon you from Yahweh Bahashem and Hawashai, for thine enemy has persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction. Hey, starting with Esau Edom, starting with the 2/3, man. All right, and a lot of the 2/3 are women. All right, so we have to be patient, but shortly we're gonna see the destruction of these fools. All right, and shall tread upon his neck. My delicate ones have gone rough ways, man, and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. And all these nations upon the earth has had us in captivity, man. The Hamites, so-called Africans, man, Ishmael, all of these nations have had the Hebrew Israelites in captivity, man. They're going into captivity as well. We don't care how they feel about it, man. It's just the truth, man. All right. That's how the Lord gets down. The reason why people don't like the way that sounds is because what? They don't have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of who Yahweh, Bahashim, and Hawashai is in their program, man. All right. The Lord say he didn't come to send peace. And oh, hey man, that goes into the fact that every nation is not created equal. All right. Verse 27, be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. And that's what we desire, to be remembered in the day of our adversity, man. And that's why we're doing things now, to make our calling and election sure, because we understand the process. We understand the great tribulation is coming, and that we're going to need the Lord. And the only way we're going to be able to think that we can even make it through it is by having faith in the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, man. Man, it's a lot in Baruch. It's all good. But yeah, man, let me go to Romans, because man, I could be here all day to talk through that Baruch. But you know how Jake is with these attention spans. I got a very short attention span, so I know how it goes. But you know, we just do things through the spirit. Let's go to Romans, and I'll leave it at this. Romans 8:35. Who shall, so with all that being said, man, when this adversity comes, man, all right, and the test comes, man, to try us, man, and Lord willing, we come out as that fine gold. All right, who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai? Shall tribulation, because we're getting ready to go through it, and we're seeing the beginning stages of it now. All right, or distress, a lot of that's coming. All right, or persecution, that's coming. Persecution, they're gonna lie on us, call us terrorists, etc. You know, or famine, that's what we're prophesying. Food gonna run out. There's gonna be a famine of the word. How you gonna, if you didn't receive this word now, you're not gonna be able to receive it then, so get it now. Or nakedness, a pearl, or sword, as it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter all the day long. Just like we're going through that process. Just like when I brought that out about those Navy SEALs, all day long, day in, day out, when they're training or they're going through the process and getting tested to attain what they seek for, to be a Navy SEAL, to be a Green Beret. All right. All day long, we have to suffer and endure it. All day long, we got to see, people stunting, quote unquote. They ain't talking about nothing. Don't get it twisted. We see that, they ain't talking about shit. But still, just to have the pride that they are stunting. Your Cardi B's and all these motherfuckers, Beyonce, Jay-Z, these niggas. All right. All the day long, we have to, suffer. All right. And we are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, and all these things, we are more than conquerors through him that love us, all right, that loved us, Yahweh Bahashem and Hawashai, and we're going to be, conquerors. We're going to overcome all these things, especially that 144,000, man, all right, for I'm persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come. And then boy, Leviathan and all, oh man, it's some crazy things to come, right? Nor height, nor depth. And these, these obstacles, right, that they have to, navigate trying to attain, the Green Beret or the Navy SEAL trident. All right, these are likened into, heights and depth and mountains. All right, are the spirit of doubt, the spirit of fear. These are all mountains and obstacles and heights and depths that we had to overcome, man. The lies that we inherited, man, there was a great depth, all right, that we had to climb out of. Just like, they may get put down in the pit and have to figure out how to navigate themselves out of very, very deep pit. It's the same thing, man. All right, or nor any other creature, the woman, right, shall be able to separate us from the love of Yahweh, which is in Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, our Lord. There it is, man. So no matter what, this was already written. Romans 8:29, matter of fact, that goes into predestination. Is right there. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son. So it's already written who gonna make it. We just have to be willing to endure the process. All right. So with that, I'm gonna give all honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Until next time, Shalom.